What's good, YouTube? It's your man Rage King back with another one. Yes, another upload to the channel. And before we get started, actually, y'all, please go down there and hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that share button, and hit that bell for notifications if you're new. Welcome to Rebel Rage TV. This is how we do Rage and Rebels. Crown up. And if you're new to the crew, welcome to the Rage and Rebel Revolution. Now let's vibe. And y'all, the fourth and final part to the new gameplay enhancements that are supposedly, allegedly going to be in NBA 2K23. Now let's speak on it. Now we got the rest of this article here speaking about it. We gonna read it. We gonna react as we go, alright? Because that's just how we do it, alright? So without further ado, I'ma shut up. Let's get into it. New Gen Badge System. The most impactful change when it comes to building players is in the form of a new badge system for New Gen. This is for New Gen, y'all. When looking at telemetry from previous years, we noticed that players often gravitated towards the same badges, and as a result became a little overpowered by stacking certain badges together. This year, we're moving to a tiered badge system. There are 16 badges per attribute category: 8 in Tier 1, 4 in Tier 2, and 4 in Tier 3. Tier 1 badges are the least powerful for your player, but also cost the least amount of badge points. Costs go up as you climb the tiers and acquire the more impactful badges. The basic idea is that you'll need to equip a certain number of badges in the lower tiers before you can equip badges in the highest. Balance, balance, balance. I can get behind that. Nothing wrong with balance. Nothing wrong with balance. That means you have to play the game. You have to also know what you're doing. See what happens when you go simulation style basketball. See how when I read all that, it sounded like it made sense? You know what I mean? Like, you ever heard somebody say make it make sense to some shit that don't make sense? They just made it make sense. It makes sense why they're doing it. Balance. You can't just go out there and just cheese some shit. Alright? And to y'all out there that's just looking for exploits and want to cheese and find any way to win instead of just learning how to play, eat an ass. Alright? Just eat a big old fat mustard, unwiped ass. Alright? For all of us. For the community. Alright? The motive behind this change was to encourage players to make some tough choices when creating their badge recipes, make loadouts more valuable as a feature, and bring a better overall balance to the badge game in general. Along with the tiers, we're also introducing core badges, which are 4 unique badge slots, parentheses, 1 in each attribute category. They can be filled with badges that don't count towards your badge points. Each badge will have a challenge requirement that, once met, will allow the badge to be placed into a core badge slot. We also made several changes to the badges themselves, which are listed below. It seemed like they're trying to give you the badges, but also give you core skills. I can get behind that. You got core skills on top of skills you can also add to your player. I can get behind that because, like, when you play basketball, everybody has something they're good at. That's basically what they give you. They're giving you something that your player's definitely good at, and you can add some things onto it. I can fuck with that because that is actual basketball. I like it. Let's continue. Finishing. Slithery makes it easier to gather through traffic, avoiding collisions and strips. Masher increases ability to finish inside layups over defenders. Aerial Wizard, that sounds nice. Ability to successfully complete alley-oops and putbacks. Bully, like Giannis and LeBron, ability to finish strong by bulldozing through traffic. Remove badge, hook specialist. So no more hitting no motherfucking 3-point shots from the corner 3. No more. Just because you got that Hall of Fame hook specialist, alright? Let's just hope these other ones ain't like that either. I like that bully badge. I ain't even gonna lie. I like that bully badge. That seems like that'll definitely help the slashers out and everything like that. And it's realistic because you actually see those dudes bully their way through the lane and just bam on anybody they want to. Shooting. Agent 3. Ability to hit difficult 3-point shots off the dribble. Okay. Midi Magician. Improved ability to knock down mid-range jumpers off the bounce or out of the post like MJ. Alright, shout out to the GOAT. And I like that too. Made a magician. It sounds nice too. It sounds almost poetic. Amped. Reduces the shooting attribute penalties when fatigued and when moving excessively prior to shooting. Alright. That sounds like a Klay Thompson badge right there. You know what I mean? That sounds like more of a Klay Thompson, Ray Allen badge right there. Claymore. Increases a spot-up shooter's ability to knock down catch-and-shoot jumpers the longer they remain stationary prior to shooting. Okay, I can get that. Especially if you done been there 3-4, you know what I'm saying? You done been there, 3-4 seconds longer. You know what I'm saying? I like that. When they don't catch you open the first time, but they catch you, you still open. I like that. And they don't punish you for being, because it seemed like to me, I don't know about y'all, but it seemed like to me, the longer you stayed open, maybe it's just a timing thing. Y'all let me know how I feel to y'all in the comment section. But it seemed like to me, the longer you stayed open in previous games, it seemed like you almost got punished for being open longer than you should have been because you didn't get the ball on time. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it just seemed like they punished you for that. And I'm glad they got a badge that don't punish you for that. They actually reward you for being open. They reward you and give you badges for actually playing the game of basketball the correct way. I like it. Comeback Kid. Improved ability to shoot perimeter jumpers when trailing in the game. Okay. That's more of an arcade-ish badge, but I can get behind it because we've seen in actual basketball, dudes been down. Tracy McGrady against San Antonio, prime example. 13 points in 35 seconds. We've seen this in on actual TV. We've seen this, so I can get behind that badge. You understand what I'm saying? Hand down, man down. Shout out to Mark Jackson. Makes an outside shooter even deadlier if opponent fails to get a hand in the face. You hear it all the time on ABC, on ESPN, whenever you hear Mark Jackson out there commentating. Hand down, man down. I like it. Bring it on. I like that badge. Space Creator, formerly a playmaking badge, now boosts the ability to hit step back jumpers and hop shots and will also cause defenders to stumble more often. Man, I tell you what. I tell you one person that's definitely gonna benefit from this. Tycino is definitely gonna have a field day with that badge. If he makes the build, I think he gonna make. Boy, I'm telling you, if he was unstoppable before doing that badge, like it seemed like they made that badge specifically for him. Because if that's the case, good luck to any people wagering with him. I know I damn sure not. Limitless range. An old favorite returns, making shooters more effective with any shot attempt from deep 3-point range. All right, they admit they bringing it back, so people wanted it, they bringing it back. I liked it. Removed badges. Chef, Hot Zone Hunter. Wow. Okay. I don't think I agree with that, but all right. Lucky number 7. Mismatch expert, move to playmaking. Set shooter. Sniper. Up. You got to actually learn the timing of your jump shot now, y'all. Sniper and limitless spot up. Limitless range and limitless spot up are pretty much the same thing. Playmaking. Killer combos. Improves a dribbler's effectiveness with size up dribble moves. Basically a combination of last year's quick chain and tight handles badges. Okay. They combined them this year. Alright, cool. One less badge you gotta grind for. Cool. Clamp breaker. Clamp breaker. Okay. Helps ball handlers win more one-on-one Helps ball handlers win more one-on-one body bump confrontations. The counter to clamps. So they got a count. They got something for you to get right here, and then they got a counter. And then you got a tier list on what breaks what. I like it. If you can balance it in the gameplay, you got a winner. Mismatch expert, which was formerly a shooting badge, is now a playmaking badge. Formerly a shooting badge, as I just stated, and they stated before. This badge now helps smaller guards break down taller defenders when mismatched one-on-one. Removed badges. Bullet passer. I don't know. I'm sorry. I kind of like bullet passer. I'm kind of disappointed now. Downhill. Glue hands. Stop and go. And space creator. Space creators move to shooting. Defensive and rebounding. Anchor. A crucial badge for last line of defense bigs, improves ability to block and contest shots in the paint. Box out beast, Helps rebounders win box-out battles on both offensive and defensive rebounding situations. It seemed like they combined the two badges of hustler and hustler and rebound chaser. It seemed like box out, rebound chaser and hustler. It seemed like they put that with the box out badge. It seemed like to me they combined three. I could be wrong about that, depending on when the game come out. And they show me different. Workhorse, the Pat Bev badge that boosts your ability to hustle down 50-50 balls and play hard-nosed defense without getting tired. That's the new hustler badge, I believe. Glove. So it seemed like this year they're actually they're giving badges in honor of players. That shows me that they got some devs, or they finally got devs to pull their head out their ass and actually watch some basketball. Glove, named after the legendary defender Gary Payton, helps you strip players' balls as they gather for shots and poke the ball free from ball handlers. Challenger, improves the effectiveness of perimeter shot contests. So that seems like that's the new Intimidator badge, Challenger. Removed badge, Defensive Leader. Didn't really need it. Let's close it out strong. Oh, excuse me. Team Takeover Redesign. Takeovers are special abilities you can equip on your My Player that you can activate after building up your takeover meters. Basically like getting hot in real life. While the primary and secondary takeovers remain the same, Team Takeover has been redesigned. Play team basketball, we gotta bump the Team Takeover up, of course. Whoa, what happened? Went down way too far. In the last couple of versions, a player would activate Team Takeover for the entire team and make everybody hot after filling up the primary, secondary, and then Team Takeover meters in sequential order. For NBA 2K23, Team Takeover works as a cooperative team system, ball hogs, with the entire team sharing a single meter. Each player on the team has an equal portion that they're responsible for filling up by performing well on the court and being good teammates. So being a good teammate is being rewarded in here, other than just giving you that individual A+ bullshit. So people that play a lot like me, that play for the betterment of the team versus just trying to get their individual stat, actually get looked out for this shit. W move. Once each player has filled up their portion of the meter, Team Takeover automatically fires off for the entire team. The new design makes a lot more sense and does a better job representing what it means to be hot as a team and to take over the game as a unit. W move if implemented correctly. AI gameplay, a big one, because last year's AI, let me tell you something, them some bitches knew every move you was gonna do. It didn't matter what you did, it didn't matter what you came up with. They knew your every move and there wasn't nothing you can do about it, especially when you was playing my career. My lord, you want to talk about one of the biggest turnoffs of my career was playing that shit. Alright, if you wasn't crossover cheesing, if you wasn't step over cheesing, bro, you wasn't getting no points. It was difficult and hard pressed to get points, bro. I'm telling you, boy. Oh. NBA 2K23 is packed with AI goodness on both ends of the floor for new gen consoles. Seem like only new gen getting a good AI. Here are some of the highlights that the AI engineers and Dazar have cooked up for you. Offensive improvements. The first thing we wanted to address this year was how the offensive AI uses its dribble move arsenal to attack. The goal was to make the AI more aggressive in setting up its moves and more deliberate with what moves it used based on different situations. We've enhanced the AI's ability to understand the defender's positioning using the new defensive shading system we previously talked about. AI ball handlers will better assess the situation and then dip into the arsenal of moves to make the most appropriate attack. They now understand how to set up the defender, read the defender's counter, and then attack openings with appropriate combos based on their moveset and tendencies. W move if implemented correctly. In order to make the AI attack more effective, we knew we had to mix up the timing of the AI's drive attempts. To do this, we engineered the AI to prefer the earliest attack opening, or what we call First move attack priority. If given the opportunity, the AI will attack quickly after a single move or before a move is even performed. However, if a user remains in great guarding position, the AI will continue to set up with single and double moves to try and create an opening. In addition, to make the AI ball handlers attack more intelligently, we also wanted to make sure they replicated their real-life counterparts authentically. So we built a brand new signature AI attack system that allows us to assign all of the stars a dynamic signature attack package that contains up to 4 signature combinations. Each single combination can contain up to 4 single move sets or 2 combo move sets. We can even create variations that allow for AI move progression. For example, we can combine Kevin Durant's between the legs cross with a between the legs cross and step back. With early move priority, these moves won't be scripted. So I admit y'all been scripting games in the past. I've been telling y'all for years, but let's continue. He can launch an attack after the between the legs as a single move, or launch after the between the legs cross. If the user is still in great guarding position, he can decide to attack with any of the other combos in his attack package or just pull up for a shot. It's a very powerful system that we can dynamically update throughout the season and ensures that our AI is never predictable in its one-on-one game. So the AI is actually going to perform like it used to, like it actually got some damn sense. Finally. The next major improvement is the AI's execution of the pick and roll. For NBA 2K23, the roll man understands how to keep a spacing relationship with the ball handler and can vary their roll path to the rim based on the ball and how they're being defended. To complement this, the AI passer has also been given a much better understanding of open versus covered passing lanes, alley-oop opportunities, and lob pass opportunities over the top of the defense. You will have to check up on scores coming off ball screens in this year's game. The AI is acutely aware of what shots are available based on defensive coverage, so you'll see AI scorers use a variety of reads to score on the pick and roll. Sounds good. On the coaching side of things, dynamic game plans gives us flexibility in how the AI chooses to scheme their offenses from one game to the next. AI coaches will track efficiency by looking at points per possession for play types, freelance pick and roll, freelance post, and freelance isolation actions. They'll also track mismatch attempts for isolation and post, as well as mid-range and three-point shooting possessions. Instead of predetermining between a team's top scorers and who should get the lion's share of the offensive possessions, the AI coach performs pre-game matchup evaluations, adding more weight to the player with the better matchup. It can also dynamically change weights as the game goes on based efficiency for each scorer on the floor. If LeBron James has the better matchup and is scoring well, the game plan will dive deeper and add more weight to the plays he's most successful with. On the flip side, the AI will also adjust if the primary scorer is struggling. So if LeBron is having an off night, you'll see the second and third scoring options get more plays run for them. Wow, actual basketball. I like it. Defensive improvements. Last year, we built and rewrote almost all of our major defensive systems. This year was almost all about refining them to deliver our best effort to date. Every phase of our defensive game has improved. From transition defense, where we can identify when the ball handler has been picked up, allowing the anchor to leave the paint and get to their man, to making the no three setting work as intended. Rotations are sharper and more varied. Pick and roll defense is tighter and smarter, and this year players can choose to turn off drive, pick and roll. We've also improved cutter help individually, as well as to have more control over their defensive focus settings. NBA 2K23 also features performance-based defensive adjustments. In the past, we knew how many points and assists the scoring leaders had on offense and would make adjustments based on that information. However, the adjustments the AI made had to be generic because it wasn't obvious how a given player racked up that scoring and assist total. This year, our refactored success and action engine can track exactly how scorers are doing their damage. This engine can decipher post-scoring, off-ball actions, isolations, and whether or not players are getting buckets at the rim. It can detect spot-up shots versus players who like to come down and fire up long-distance threes after a few dribble moves. Each of these scenarios have their own defensive adjustments that the AI will automatically roll out depending on how efficiently the scorers are making shots. As a user, with our adaptive engine turned on, these adjustments will automatically be made for you. But if you choose, you can also make your own adjustments using the defensive settings. The defensive AI is stingier with sending help until we know the opponent can actually take advantage of a particular opening. So at the beginning of games, you may notice drastically less help as your teammates wait to see if your opponent can actually take advantage of an open lane compared to last year. Of course, you're free to turn off the auto adjustments and make your teammates help right from the jump if that's the way you want to run your defense. So you have options. Options are always good for a video game. And finally, closing remarks. This year on both ends of the court, you'll see improved gameplay that should translate to more wins and more seamless actions. We can't wait for the community to experience this year's gameplay, explore the all-new features, and discover a lot of hidden things we've snuck into the game, like microtransactions. Anyway, NBA 2K23 hits the shelves September 9th, so you can reserve your copy today by pre-ordering, of course. Now that you've read all about the new gameplay enhancements for NBA 2K23, join our NBA 2K community Discord server and let us know what you think. And that is the end of that very long and very detailed and informative, I will add, article. Now I'm gonna end it on this because we have been at this for a while, a few videos now. This one longer than the rest, I'm sure. Sounds good? If it plays well, you got a banger. It seems like to me they're admitting that they went the arcade style the past 5 or so years, and they knew it didn't work. They saw it didn't work. So now they're gonna go the more simulation style and see if that's gonna work. And in my opinion, I think that was the route to go. This is NBA basketball. It should be a simulation-based game, gameplay-wise. All right. It don't matter, it does matter. I mean, it's all fine and dandy that they all look the same, they all look like they're supposed to. But the game needs to play exactly the way we see it played in real life. Simulation basketball needs to be played the way simulation basketball is seen and played in real life. When you have that, innovations come better. When you have that, better gameplay comes. When you have that, things that make sense come. And with that, you have a happier community. But that's just my opinion. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all think about NBA 2K seeming to go a more simulation basketball based route this year. As long as you remain respectful and logical, we can have a conversation. But that's the end of my video. That's the end of the video series. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.